All right, so now that you have set up your charts, let me run you through some of the basics of how to use this mt4 trader. Okay, so this is where by default, if you want, you go to the latest chart, you just double click this, make sure this arrow, the red arrow is in, then you will go into the latest time frame. If you want to scroll it, like for example, you auto jump back to the front, this green button, green is click on, so you auto reflect to the front. But if sometimes when you want to scroll back the chart to look at past history, what you do is you unclick this, and then you can just click and hold, left click and hold, okay, and just drag. That's where you can see what are the past charts doing along. Okay, just move left and right. All right, so that's what how you maneuver in forex trading. For example, when price like goes down or go up, right, we calculate it by the like for example the difference that you go, like for example, if from here it goes down to here, what, like how much do we make? Example, let's just say example, I want to do a sell trade here and I get out here, example, in this one bar, right? Just an example, right? Even though you know nothing about trading yet. So from here, what I do is I on my crosshair, which is here. You go to your crosshair, you click on here, you click at your entry price, you left click and hold, and drag it down to your exit price. Example, if I want to get out here, right, at this exit area, you can see the number 8627. Okay, this is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, the prices is so big, right? Okay, let me just go to a forex pair, which is easier. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, here, this is the daily time frame, right? So let's just say we enter here, we want to get out here. Just say enter on this green bar, we want to get out here, right? So entry, we click and hold, we drag it up. So you see 3380. Ignore the last decimal place. If there are 4 numerals, 3380, ignore last decimal place. This is 338 pips that has moved in this one bar, which is huge, right? Which is huge, right? Which is huge. So there are sometimes one bar can move a lot, sometimes one bar can move just a minimum. Like for example, here to here, it's like 162, which is still relatively big, right? So that is how we calculate the distance from one end to another end, or how much price move. We call it as pips, P-I-P-S. So if like you say like, okay, yes, move up by 350 pips, that's how it is. So what you can do is you click on the crosshair, you can come out, or you can, in the mouse, there's this scrolling button, right? Like that in the mouse. So for example, if you see my mouse, there's this scrolling button. Press on this. That's where you will come up with the crosshair as well. So that is like a shortcut for you to find the distance, find the amount of pips, that how far price has moved, which will go on as you learn more, but that is kind of how we maneuver around. All right, this is the zoom button, so that you can see, wow, if you really want really want to see it price in action, like how big the bars you want to see, or you want to zoom out to see the overall trend. That's kind of how it is. So typically what we do, how we look at the chart, is that we zoom out all the way, okay, and then we zoom in twice. Once, twice. This is usually what we do. All right, but sometimes you want to see it clearer, we zoom in one more time to see it clearer, right? If not, because by zooming in just twice, I can see the overall flow of the trend in a better view, right? In a better view, okay? And this one I talked about in the last video on how do we add a pairs. This is a market watch, so just unclick that, okay? If you want to enter a trade, you click on new order, for example, click on new order. Let's just say you want to buy, so you will enter the lot size here, which I'll show you how to calculate as we go along. And then you want to buy or you want to sell in forex, or in any of the trading, or any of the stuff that we are trading here in this platform. You can do it both ways. You want to buy, if you think that it's going up, you buy. If you think that it's going down, you can sell. It's different from stock, where you can't like really like sell, where you need to like borrow from the market margin and etc. or options. In the way where we trade in forex, right, you can just simply sell, and then you just go down and then you get out there. Clear cut, nothing complicated, right? There's a stop loss, like which I'll cover more as you go along. Like where do you want to get? Like for example, if you want to buy here, my profit target is here. I will have a stop loss so that if price goes beyond a stop loss, I get out at a stop loss so that it will save me as a buffer so that it doesn't keep going down and I lose my whole account. That's the reason why we have stop loss. We will enter at a trade, we have an entry point, we have a stop loss, and we have a target, take profit level. Right? So that is how we do. Of course, there's more advanced stuff that we can do, like how we will trail to get more profit, so on and so forth. There will be stuff that we'll be learning along the way, but this is kind of how you enter the trade using this new order. And then we got this terminal, right? Wait, this is the navigator where later I'll show you like the stuff that you can add, the indicators, the advisors that you can add, and also this terminal. This terminal, if you go to trade, that is where you can see the trades that you have entered in your terminal. You can see your balance, you can see the trade that you have entered, so on and so forth. So that is where you see your terminal. If you want to close the trade on the spot, you see that here, you can just right click, and then you can just close the trade over there. So that is your terminal. Typically, I'll keep it all away so that I can see my whole chart as a whole, right? So sometimes you want to add indicators. We will show you in the later charts, right? How do you add indicators along the way and so on and so forth. But this is pretty much all we need to learn how to maneuver the chart that we have on mt4. It's if you are brand new, it may seem a little bit daunting at the start, but really it's not that difficult. It's one of the more easier platform for you to use. Basically, you just need to go and see. Right now, just double click this. You can see where is the, for example, where is the latest price of pound yen as of now, right? The pound pairing with the yen. So where is the latest price of pound pairing with the yen as of now? So give aside, for example, how does forex works? What is all these pairs? Pound yen means what? If let's say the yen goes up, let's say the yen, the Japanese yen, right, goes up, which means that if you are looking at a pair called pound yen, very likely the pound yen pair will go down. Because if the yen goes up, the pound goes down, right? And if the pound goes up, the yen will go down because this is a pairing. This is what we pair, pound yen. Then there are other pairs like dollar yen, for example. But same thing, if the denominator is yen, example, or denominator can be any other thing. If the denominator can be like dollar, maybe like euro dollar, pound dollar, for example. If the denominator is the same, more often than not, this is what we call correlation. Whereby, for example, more likely than not, like example, if pound yen goes down, dollar yen may likely goes down as well because the denominator is yen. So that means that the yen goes up, the pound goes down, the pound yen will go down, right? If the yen goes up, then likely if you are looking at the pair called dollar yen pair will go down as well. But if let's say the US dollar goes up, then more likely the USD JPY will go up, the USD Canadian dollar will go up, the USD Swiss franc will go up, the USD Singapore dollar will go up, so on and so forth. So it's all about understanding, there's all these different pairings. That's what we do. So what we do as traders is we identify where are good setups. Where are good setups for us to enter based on the stuff. Where first you will be learning like how to read the chart. Once you learn how to read the chart, you can kind of have a good idea of where will price likely head on to. And that's where we will plan our entries and our exits, our entries and our profit target and our stop loss example. So for example, let me just give you a quick example. So this is a horizontal line. I just want to give you a quick example. Let's just say I see price has been testing this area. Test this area, right? Pretty solid area from what I can see. Previously, price also like pretty much respects this area, right? Respects this area. Of that price has been respecting this red line. So this is what I jump forward a little bit, which I'll cover in a proper lesson called support and resistance example. So the moment when price breaks through this support and resistance level, I'm thinking, hey, this is such a strong level, right? Previously, I can see price has been testing this once, twice. Usually, it will break at the third time or more. So when it does breaks, right, I'm going to go for a what? Sell, right? I do not want to buy because it now is breaking down. So I'm going to go for a sell. Example, so I have an entry. I will have my example, I have a stop loss. I'm just giving you a random example here. I give my stop loss so that if price do go up, I do not want it to go so far up, so that if it goes up, maybe it will just go back up in towards its upwards direction. Then there's no point in placing my stop loss so high. So maybe I just place my stop loss here. Then I place my take profit example. I just base on the next rejection level example, okay? Here, next highs here. So here will be my profit target, right? So my entry is here, my stop loss is here, my profit target is here. So if you look at it, I'm actually risking just a little bit, but winning a big amount. That is how we trade. In one simple example over here. So I'll go in details of how we trade and how can we make trading a very profitable journey as we go along. So this is how we set up the mt4 and the basics of using the mt4. We talk about pips, we talk about moving the crosshair and the maneuvering of the mt4. All right.